Hello everyone and welcome back to Conversation with. Today I'm with my brother Ethan. We go to the same church, and he was talking about something in a Bible study that really struck me. You know, the way God sees us and the way we see ourselves as humans. You know, and I thought that was very interesting, and I wanted to share his ideas and his thought with you people. So you know, just listen to what he has to say, man. So basically, when you first started the whole thing, what got you into it though? Like, what made it catch your eyes when you read
the idea mainly came from, I was just going through that verse in Genesis 1:27, where he spoke about how man was made was the image of God, and how the garden was and all that, and kind of I just started getting intrigued as to, because I understand that we struggle, people struggle now, right? And I always wondered, man, can we ever be like it was in the garden? So that's where the intrigue came from.
That's a good question. Like, do you believe that we can go back to the way we were in the garden?
It's simple. I believe that positionally, yes.
What do you mean positionally for the people?
So position, what I mean by positionally is in our position with God, where we stand with God. Yes, we definitely can, because Adam had a right relationship with God. He stood in right place. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like me and you, if we're in a right relationship, it's like I accept you as my friend, you accept me as your friend. Right? But conditionally, that's in our state, in our body, because we have a flesh now. We've experienced sin. We have a dual reality of life that Adam didn't. He did not. We've seen sin. We are sin at times. You know what I'm saying? So Adam didn't have that reality. So we can be, we can be in right relationship with God spiritually and be connected to him, and we are righteous before him. But in terms of conditionally, we have, that's now we're being renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed. Right.
And how do you think, when you go out on the street and stuff like that, how do humans most likely see other human? You know, is it good, bad, joyful, you know, depressing? Like, how do humans usually see human, you know?
You know, that's a good question, because I've realized a lot from the study that we have a false view of ourselves. Humans, so there's two ways, and it's on two grounds. Is that firstly, humans have a high opinion of themselves, and secondly, humans have a low base opinion of themselves. And I don't mean in yourself as in you have no self-belief. I mean belief in mankind. So for example, one person would say, mankind, we are the master of our own destiny.
Right. I heard that before too.
Yes, we are on this earth as the gods, if you like, and we have it within ourselves to create the perfect environment, stable, peaceful, and if there's any problems, we can always solve it. But technology is going up, but our morals are going down.
Yeah, that's true.
So on that basis, I don't think we've made a perfect environment. You know what I'm saying? Because then that means we should be able to create a place where no one dies, no one's sick, where everyone ought to care for each other. Right. You know?
I mean, that would be ideally the perfect environment.
Exactly. Right? So if you look, if we've left man to his own devices, he does not have it within himself to run this world as it should be perfectly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Secondly, the low view is that man is mere animal. We're just flesh and bone. Right. And that's wrong, because now you have people who live based on their urges. So they have sex when they want to have sex. Gluttony, they just drink when their body tells them to drink. Addictions come from that. If you just believe you're an animal. Do you know what I'm saying? And
I mean, I totally agree with that as well. I mean, when I started out, one of the first topics I spoke about was the misconception of what the Big Bang Theory does. You know, and one of the big things they keep pushing is that we're not spiritual beings, we're animal beings. You know,
exactly.
And if you go with your I'm an animal being mindset, then you can't really control your urges. The way you act is the way I was born, kind of thing. You get what I'm saying?
No, that's
yeah, I hear you, man.
That's valid, man. And that's wrong, bro. That's really wrong, because you see now people start basing life on being an animal, man. And that's then you've already started a whole new set of problems now, right? Because no self-control. Animals live on instinct. You know what I'm saying? They don't think. If you live like an animal, you can chuck your child out the window
And that'll be right because you've got no conception of right and wrong.
Exactly. You're just an animal, you know. You should not care. Fair enough, some animals will care for their young and all that stuff. But it goes beyond that as humans. From the biblical perspective of humans, transcends both of those views.
And how do you think God sees us?
So now, the biblical perspective of humans, what the Bible says, not necessarily what I think, but what the Bible says is that man was made in the image of God.
Right.
Right? And that says a lot.
There are some people out there who will say because men were made in the image of God, that man are somewhat little gods as well.
I hear that, man was made in the image of God, and we are the Lord of creation. Yes. So we can't be merely animal. We supersede them. God has placed us almost on a pedestal above all creation. We are the crown jewel.
I mean, in the beginning, he even said, let them rule, right? So,
Exactly. So we do have that lordship. You know what I'm saying? We are, in a sense, mini gods. But we are only mini gods in respect to a higher God.
Right,
That we cannot rule or have dominion correctly if we are not aligned with the right God. So if we're left to our own, it's chaos. And that's what happens.
That's very true. It's very deep, man. When I heard that topic and how you brought it up, right, I really wanted to share with you people, man, because as you can see, there are two ways you can look at it, right? And essentially the decision is going to be yours. Okay, you can either choose to look at it from the humanly perspective, as if I do what I want because it's the way I feel, or you can look at it from the godly perspective I do what I want because that's what He wants me to do. You know, someone wise once said, "Do what you ought to do, not what you want to do." You know, and that's a very tough thing for people to do because most of us we're too willing to do what we want to do, but we don't have the heart to do what we ought to do, you know. And if you go with God, then you always do what you ought to do. But if you go with the human being mindsets of things, you always do what you want to do, and what you want to do most likely will lead you to the pits of hell.
Yes.
So
that's true.
That's true, man. So
it's a reality, man.
Yeah, bro. So anyways, this was Conversation With. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was my brother Ethan as well.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hopefully we're gonna have you again one more time and many more times after that too. So, you know, Conversation With, like, subscribe, share, you know, and you know the drill, man. Just, you know, love, man. God bless you guys.
Thank you, man.
Bye.